Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, ladies and gentlemen from the different parts of the world you are streaming live. This is the COVID-19 Poetry and Storytelling Competition 2021 Grand Finale. My name is Johnson Kiza and I'm going to be your moderator today. So we're excited to have you joining us virtually live today as we witness some of the best performances from amazing young people. And I want to thank everyone who has joined us on Zoom, as well as those streaming live on our Facebook and our YouTube pages. We're excited to engage with you, and I hope you're also excited to enjoy these performances. And we want to engage with you as we progress during the show. So what you can do, you can feel free to engage through liking and commenting on the different performances that we are going to witness this afternoon. So I would like to first of all take you through the background of this competition. As we all know, globally we are facing the COVID-19 pandemic, and particularly here in Uganda, we witnessed or got our first case back in March 2020. And since then, up to now, we've had series of lockdown and different moments where we've had cases and unfortunate deaths due to this pandemic. So because of the different circumstances and situations that have happened, we've had or experienced different stories of anxiety, depression, and uncertainties among so many young people, which inspired the efforts behind this competition, where we designed and started a movement for young people to voice their feelings and thoughts about the different situations and circumstances they were going through regarding the challenges of COVID-19 on their mental health. And we, as Public Health Ambassadors Uganda, together with our partners, Guttmark Institute, Open Mic Uganda, Your Space, as well as the UNFPA, we ran a competition call for young people to submit their creative pieces in regards to how they are battling or addressing the challenges of COVID-19 on their mental health. And we want to thank the different creative writing artists that jumped on the competition. We received so many submissions, and it has been an amazing journey working with these young people, as well as a team of amazing judges that have been assessing these creative pieces. So from so many pieces that we have submitted, a short list was made for the semi-finalists, and 30 amazing pieces were shortlisted for the semi-finals. And then another level of assessment was conducted by a team of very, very professional and amazing judges, and that resulted in the top 10 finalists that we are going to enjoy today. These top 10 finalists are going to battle it out right now for the top 3 cash prizes, which is 500,000 Ugandan shillings for the second runner-up, 700,000 Ugandan shillings for the first runner-up, and the grand prize is 1 million Ugandan shillings for the winner. So I hope you are ready, ladies and gentlemen. So before we go into the performances from that top 10 finalists, I just want to take you through and introduce briefly some of the amazing team of young people that have made it to the top finals right now. So the amazing team that you see over there, they have gone through various levels of assessment, and they have outstood everyone else to make it to this stage. And right now we want to present them to you as they are going to be showcasing some of their amazing work that they have presented during this competition. So I want to start by introducing the first performer by the names of Birungi Ashley Elizabeth. So Birungi is a 19-year-old senior six vaquist who has a burning passion for poetry as well as biology. And she believes that science and arts are complementary rather than mutually exclusive. And boy, girl, I hope that we are going to connect more with Birungi. We are going to enjoy her performance. So we'll be hearing more from Birungi as we progress during the show. So next to Birungi, I want to introduce to you another young person who is going to give us an amazing performance by the names of Kangave Wilbrod Karozi, who is, according to his profile, the last born of 3 siblings and the only son of his mother, born and raised in the suburbs of Kampala. He is also very passionate about poetry, an IT specialist, and a freelancer on social media management, working with different franchises. So we're going to enjoy what Mr. Kangave Wilbrod has in stock for us. And the next young person that we are going to enjoy his performance is by the names of Ruben Joshua. Ruben Joshua is also an amazing poet and writer. He is a funny guy who loves writing more than anything else, according to him, and is also very, very passionate about sports, discovering new things, and making new friends. So again, today it's an opportunity to learn more about these young people. So again, we will enjoy performance from Ruben Joshua. And also on the finalist is another amazing artist by the names of Kahunde Ingrid. Kahunde Ingrid is a proud Mutoro from the western part of Uganda who loves traveling, writing, and studying. And she says she is very colorful and free-spirited. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's our opportunity to witness and enjoy what Ingrid has in stock for us. And the next performer that we are going to enjoy tonight is by the names of Namule Grace Alice. Is Namale Grace Alice. Now, Miss Alice is a 20-year-old Ugandan female who is proud to be a black woman and pursuing a law degree at Makerere University. She loves both reading and writing, and we are very, very excited to have Alice join us for this competition. So hopefully all of us are going to enjoy the performance of Alice. Then the next performer for today at the finalist is an amazing gentleman, a poet who is very, very passionate about poetry using our very own local language by the names of Sebo Lule. His name is Lule Raymond, but Sebo Lule is his stage name. He's a Luganda performance poet, a recording artist, and an actor. He has also featured in a famous short film known as Rolex and different festivals across the country. So we are also going to enjoy performances from Mr. Lule. And then the next performer for today at the finalist is also another gentleman who is also very, very passionate about poetry, creative writing, and performing. and goes by the name of Isari Godfrey Mitch. He's a spoken word artist with the Kitara Nation and currently pursuing a master's in environmental and natural resources management. Very amazing individual right there who is going to be sharing with us his work and his voice. And then the next is another young person by the names of Mercedes Nyaroth. Mercedes Nyaroth is also an amazing creative writer, very passionate about poetry, and also making a difference through her art and her passion. And then also we're going to enjoy other performances. The next artist I want to introduce to you goes by the names of Bariamujura Mahad, who is also very, very passionate about creative writing and also passionate about poetry and making a difference in the lives of young people within our communities. And the other distinct thing about Mr. Mahad is he's a male law student at Kampala International University. And lastly, but not the least, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to enjoy a performance from another artist, an amazing lady by the names of Destiny Gladys. Now, Destiny Gladys, for those who are into the poetry field, she is one of the passionate young women who are very passionate about expressing themselves through creative writing and poetry. She goes by the stage name, The Midnight Owl. And as a poet, she often uses her art to voice different concerns within our societies. And it's a pleasure to have and enjoy her today at the grand finale. So ladies and gentlemen, those are our top 10 finalists. And as they get ready to give us the best of their performances, we are going to introduce to you a team of our judges. So I hope you're ready. Now, once again, I want to thank everyone who has joined us on Zoom, Facebook, as well as YouTube. And we want to encourage you to engage with us by liking, commenting, and soon or in a short while, we shall be reading some of your comments as the show progresses. So thank you once again for joining us. And to our performers, thank you for coming through. So right now, let us get ready to start our performances. So as the performers get ready to start the performances, we are now going to introduce the judges. So, introducing the judges, I will start. So I want to introduce the judges and then also give these judges a brief, short moment to just greet us, say hi, so that we are ready to start the performances. So I'll start with the first judge, Judge Winnie Apio, a very passionate creative writer as well as a poet who is also passionate about helping young people through different areas of their lives. And she's also an adolescent youth and sexual and productive health consultant. So Apio Winnie, I know you have joined us via Zoom, so could you please say hi to us and probably tell us what you are expecting today?
Thank you. Thanks a lot, Johnson, and thanks everyone for this wonderful event. It's already quite exciting with all the background that has been given, but also having the opportunity to meet these great creative young people. I'm extremely excited to see some of the content that they have prepared for us today, and to also look forward to how best we can use this platform to continue to advocate for the rights of adolescents and young people, even beyond COVID, especially looking at their sexual and reproductive health rights. So first of all, even congratulations to all the participants today. And I look forward to it. Thanks a lot, Johnson.
Thank you so much, Winnie. We are also excited that you've joined us and looking forward to what you have in store for us in terms of assessing these young people. And the other judge I want to introduce is Mr. Don Zen Mwanguzi, who is a very passionate young person, very innovative, and a founder of a youth-led and youth-serving organization known as Awesome Mind Speaks. Mr. Mwanguzi, could you say something to us?
Thank you so much. I'm very excited to be here. My name is Benzen Mwanguzi. I work with Awesome Mind Speaks. I'm very excited about the creative writing and also listening to people perform live. Mental health is one of the things that have been neglected for so long, but it gives me a lot of pleasure to hear that now people are coming up with creative means of communicating and articulating mental health. So I'm so excited. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Mwanguzi. We are also excited to have you here and looking forward to listening to you more as we move and progress within the show. And lastly but not least, ladies and gentlemen, I want to introduce our last judge by the names of Anne Alan Sizomu, a very, very passionate woman about young people. She's a program specialist for adolescent, for youth and adolescent sexual and reproductive health among the youth and adolescents. She's also working with UNFPA to extend and reach out to young people. I want to invite Mrs. Sizomu Alan Ann to say something to us. Yes, Anne.
Thank you very much, Johnson, and to all the young people who are here. We really honored to be, your judges, and all of you are really winners. We're very glad that you shared your passion and your art with us. It's been a journey, and we know it's not easy during this time of COVID. And the fact that we can use art to express, ourselves and communicate and share, with the, all the people within Uganda and beyond who are alive. We really appreciate, and really today is about celebrating you and all the young people. And we look forward to hearing you present, your pieces, and we can't wait. Like Benny said, we look forward to really utilizing and maximizing this platform so that more and more young people who are passionate about poetry and storytelling can have really the opportunity to, to showcase their talent while making a change. So thank you very much, Public Health Ambassadors Uganda, and looking forward to a very great day.
Thank you so much, Anne, and we are also excited and looking forward to engaging you more often as we progress within the show. So ladies and gentlemen, now that we know our judges, we are getting ready for our performances. So before we go into the first set of performances, what we're going to do, we're going to be having a dual set of performances, or two performances happening back to back, and then we shall be inviting some of our judges to give feedback to the performances, and then we shall be progressing like that till the end, and we will have our judges decide who are the top 3 winners for the top 3 cash prizes. So before we go into our performances, we're going to have a 1-minute break where our amazing production team is going to run some graphics, and then shortly after that, we are going right away for our first performances. Ladies and gentlemen, we will be right back. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. And we are back with a bang to enjoy these amazing performances from the top 10 finalists. So now, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to witness our first finalist performance, performing to a beautiful poem titled COVID-19 Alphabet. Ladies and gentlemen, it is Ashley Bironji on stage.
The COVID-19 alphabet. A, attention. Pay attention to your habits. Make sure you're self-aware. Your lifestyle will be your lifesaver. B, be attentive to your surroundings. Beware of your friends and family, for they are your greatest enemies. Beware and be weary, for they are the greatest calamity. C, see yourself wasting away during quarantine, an opportunity to catch up, they say. But the only thing you've caught up with are your demons, demons, depression, procrastination, and stress. Your takeaway from the whole ordeal, your pandemic trophies. E, estranged from society, education, will I even get that degree? F, faith, an idea so foreign to me, it died along with my hopes in this country. I still await Nabanja's relief money, another game for society. G, grateful. For what? Exactly. For the food I never received, for a life filled with misery, coronavirus, what haven't you done to me? H, hate. I hate this pandemic, stripping away years of my youth, my loved ones, but at least I'm still alive, right? A shell of the person I used to be. I never noticed the inefficiency, the insolence, the insouciance. I guess I needed insight as I was placed in the hands of those who, despite knowing my predicament, found me intolerable. I was nothing but a commodity. J, joke, I was a joke to my superiors, to those I thought less than, I am now lesser than. K, karma, that witch. It probably needed our destiny in strings of dough, then lit those very strings on fire, forming a blazing inferno. Funny thing is, I don't remember any of my wrongs. I guess the wicked never do. L, life. Lesioned by toxicity that some of us find at home, no safe space in sight, teenage pregnancy on the rise, the already high unemployment rate going even higher. We cry for liberation, government, Oliwa. M, mistake. It was a mistake to think things would get any better. Uganda blessed with low numbers, so they set us free from our misery, our mental prisons, mental health gone to the dogs, but a glint of hope for those many unaffected. But to those whom recovery seemed imaginary, God knows if they're still breathing today. N, normalcy. Normal. Nothing about this lifestyle feels normal. A never-ending cycle of negation and negligence. We know the necessities, but we don't necessarily use them. Just walk around the streets of Kampala, a mask is still a rumor. We believe Covidex will be our savior. We have already forgotten the first letter, A, attention. O, but the corruption and schemes. The pandemic has become a money-making plot. Yes, we are one of the most entrepreneurial countries in the world, but the over-ambitious, over-exploitative nature is killing us. The contrast between Kampala hospitals and those up-country is eye-opening. Is it not the same disease? Yet treatment here costs an arm and a leg. The country is short on hospital beds, but our MPs can't not have new cars. Q, quote me. You're so quick to doubt the qualified, yet your Google skills can never qualify. I repeat, your Google skills can never qualify. Don't compare years of experience with your mere seconds of curiosity. R, rest. They say there's no rest for the wicked. But it seems lately that's all they ever do. Yes, I admit my opinion needs some redefinition. Realistically, there has been some good in the pandemic. But it's hard to describe a reality I've never experienced. Some of us just weren't born lucky. Skepticism, understandable, considering that savory gossip we're all so quick to gobble up. They're giving you shots of water. I am entirely convinced we manifested that scenario. Though it was sad, the satisfaction people had, the joy of being proven right. Tragedy. It has plagued most of us. Though my connection to positivity has become tangential and somewhat taboo, I admire the faith of the hopeful. What they describe as the truth, but an opinion, you can change the narrative. Though undefeated, I have no reason to believe that unpretentious isn't pretentious. It's described in me. Voices. Listen to our voices, our pleas. Just because we're young doesn't make us volatile. Our opinions matter just as much as yours. It still amuses me how decisions for the youth are made without them present. How do you know what's best for me without my presence? Witness. See the world changing. At least now we know we're all equal. None of us is immortal. A part of me believes that we can win this fight. Only and only if we put our selfishness aside. X, Y, Z. I'm yet to see how this ends. The story isn't over yet, and neither is this alphabet. The rest, I leave it up to you. Either prove me right and continue our torment, or prove me wrong and end our distress. That's up to you. A lot of you are in a position to make a difference. People will listen. But for some of us, we are invisible citizens waiting assistance. I only hope my plea is beckoning. Good luck.
Wow. Right there is the 19-year-old senior six vaquist Birungi Ashley Elizabeth giving us an amazing and strong poetry performance known as or titled COVID-19 Alphabet. So amazing. I feel like also trying L, just like wherever you are. See, comment in the comment section via Zoom, YouTube, and Facebook. S, share to whoever you want to catch up the show. And lastly, E, enjoy the rest of the performances. So before I bring in the rest, the judges to comment, we're going to have the second finalist performance, another poetry piece titled This Too Shall Pass. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Karozi Wilbrod Kangave on stage.
This too shall pass. I refuse to watch the news. Watch a scheming politician tell me that I would die if I set foot outside my house. The worst was happening, but I distanced myself from it. Yes, people I knew died, but I attended their funerals clear-eyed and resolute because I knew it will pass. I mourned with them that lost, but rejoiced with those that recovered. But I refused to be a statistic of people dying from a mutating flu because I knew it will go away. Though it went tumbling and crashing around me, I refused to panic. Like Daniel, the den of lions, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego in the burning furnace, I stood there, still. Though it all went burning around, I knew I wouldn't burn along, because I knew it would pass. I had the confidence and assurance of a victor, not in the SOPs or the masks, but in a being a power more solid, more reliable. It felt like a being on my inside, a healer, a master of all, a backbone, and a trustworthy guide. And this assurance kept me close to my God, which helped me and led me to choose to trust, because I knew this too shall pass. Thank you.
Wow, 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 wow. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yes, yes, yes. We've had a series of lockdown and so many uncertainties since March 2020. But like the previous performance, this too shall pass. So right now, I want to invite the judges and also the on stage. So we're going to hear some feedback briefly from the judges, and I'll start with Judge Winnie. Judge Winnie, I want you to give feedback from the first performer, that is Ashley Birungi, performing the COVID-19 alphabet. Yes, Winnie.
Thank you so much, and great job to Ashley and Karozi. Just quickly for Ashley, it's amazing, phenomenal to think that you're just 19 years old. There's such great skill with the way you perform, even more with the way that you write your poetry. I some quick notes. It was very good. I mean, there were points at the beginning you were a bit nervous. It was clear, and that's understandable with the stage. If you're performing, especially with COVID, if you're performing to an empty room, it even becomes harder. But you held really well. You had a really good use of ad-libs. I could see that you are improvising, which was very good. Just quickly, with some pointers to improve your poetry, I noticed that this poem was so strong because you're speaking about letters. For some reason, before you reach the letter N, you would rush through them. So it was very hard for me personally to keep track of, okay, which letter are we on now and what is the message. So I think in future performances, just make sure you understand what your key focus point is, where your stressor is, and then make sure you focus on that. So if you're saying N, you're saying N, and I know that N, there's power going to come behind N. If I'm saying O and it's emotional, you're saying O with emotion, that brings out the message that you are portraying. Yes. So thank you. Also, like some things that are maybe contextual. For example, you said government Oliwa, and it didn't come out the way, a normal Ugandan would say, government Tuyambe, those things. So try and make sure you contextualize your poetry as much as possible so it appeals to the people that you are speaking of. Overall, though, Ashley, great job. Quickly on Karozi, reading that poem, listening to you perform it, very, very, very strong poem, especially in these times as we're dealing with people trying to understand how do we go beyond this pandemic and the mental health issues that it has caused. I felt that it's unfortunate. You seemed quite nervous. This is a very deep and sultry poem, and I felt like it was a bit rushed. It was performed as if it were not, this too shall pass. I'm giving you courage. I'm giving you encouragement. So if you could just sort of become the poem, it makes it much better. You understand the message that you're portraying, and then you understand the overall theme and what emotion you want the audience to bring out. Overall, the poem was really, really good. Great job to both of you. Amazing, amazing job.
All right. Thank you so much, Judge Winnie. I hope we have taken note of that. So quickly, I want to invite the last judge to give us feedback before we go into other performances. So I want to invite Judge Don Muzen Mwanguzi. Are you on? I would like you to give feedback, most especially to Mr. Karozi Wilbrod Kangave, who has just performed a poem titled "These Two Shall Pass." Yes, Judge Don.
Hi. Thank you so much. I appreciate all the presenters who have presented and the poets. Ashley, you're very strong. You're very enthusiastic. I really like your energy. I think this is going to go to all of us. I think we need to articulate some more emotions while delivering the poems, because I think that is the missing catch so far I've not got. Actually, your poem was very, very strong, but then the emotions are missing, and we need to relate to the situation you're telling us. We need to know that, okay, this is really serious. And then, Karozi, your poem was very short. I don't know. I think you just rushed through it. But overall comment, I like the energy. I like the points.
Thank you so much, Don, right there. I hope Ashley and Birunji, we have taken note of those comments. And yes, thank you so much, Ashley and Birunji. Thank you for the good job done. Yes. So, ladies and gentlemen, for those who are streaming from Facebook, YouTube, and even those on Zoom, please keep your comments coming through. I will have a moment where I shall read some of our comments, so keep them coming. Once again, if you've just joined us, we are live at the grand finale of the COVID-19 Poetry and Storytelling Competition 2021, and we are witnessing the final battle of performances from the top 10 finalists. So right now we're going for another or the second set of duo performances, and I want to introduce the third finalist performance, performing to a story titled A 2021 Young Man's Story to His Son in About 2040. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Ruben Joshua Opesa on stage.
Son, silence. Did you hear that? Now that is the sound you hear at the break of dawn. The sound you hear as your mind jumps to catastrophize the moment. The sound of silence. Anyhow, it was all just a normal day. A new day, and as is the norm, it sure did come with a new way. But hey, this time it was not just a way, for it came with it a stray. For unto humanity a beast had been unleashed, a beast with its proclivities to eliminate humankind, cause tension and unrest amongst us, and getting us into its tray. Silence, son. Again, did you hear that? That silence was what we heard as the world held its breath. Son, the world held its breath while the coronavirus ravaged and roamed with no respect for status, with no respect for fame or even age. Presidents, ministers, doctors, peasants, and, oh God, the youth. Son, I could go along telling you about the days of my youth, but it would all be nothing if I didn't mention how terrorizing this COVID-19 pandemic was to me and my young people then. We, the young people, treaded the paths of life, masked and shrouded in fear. For 2 years, our lives had come to a halt. For 2 years, our lives had come for a hold. Son, idleness became the norm of the day. Everyone was isolated in their homes. In our families, the vulnerable were claimed. No family contact, no soothing touch. You would feel cold, alone. Some, or should I say, most of our parents and relatives left us, never to return, as they visited our forefathers 6 feet under the ground. Schools were closed. No purpose to rise. Even worse, there was no safe place to go. See, son, to live in a world of hope and love, to believe in something high up above was all we ever hoped for, only for energy to be wavered with work achievement gone. We were robbed of friends and friendships. We were robbed of parents, robbed of physical love, yet left with sorrow, left with agonizing and insecure feelings. And I said, idleness became the norm of every passing day as we were uncertain on whether and when it would end. Social distancing wore away resolve. And in the blink of an eye, depression, a green snake, sailed into the lives of our young people and young men by the time. Its fangs dug deep like mud by the heels, sweeping through the youth like wind dust to the chaff. With this idleness came sadness. With this sadness came hypopherania. With hypopherania came depression. And with depression came suicide. Death it was for our young generation, tired of the ongoing unfriendly circumstances. Some of them thought it wise to take their own lives. See, son, this is how terrible the times were. Rest in peace. Rest with the angels. Safe travels, friend. See you in the next life, bro. These and many more became the familiar and famous captions on pictures of lost brothers and sisters who had parted ways with us during these times. These lines had become a normalcy that a day would never go by without them being typed on our WhatsApp status. The leaders of tomorrow. In quotes, that's how they termed us, you know. But see, we had few or no one at all to share our emotions with because everyone was now busy caring more about the coronavirus than helping out the growing generation. Son, COVID killed our friends. Not because they contracted it, but because it stole attention meant for us. We didn't laugh anymore. Beneath our masks, we smiled no more. We could not hug anymore, but guess what? We cried even the more. But for those of us who lived and stayed alive, we tried not so much to worry, but we believed the sun would shine again, that the clouds would clear after the rain. We believed that the calm would return after the storm. We believed that we would hear those beautiful sounds sing again in the sky, that we would feel the love all around. We believed that the world would be a better place. We believed that we would survive, that it would end, and we would still be standing.
Amazing, 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 amazing. Thank you so much, Mr. Joshua Opesa Ruben, with that amazing story. And I believe that many, many, many years from now, many of us are going to be sharing such stories with the young generation. Could be our children, grandchildren, or our friends' children. So, an amazing performance again from Ruben Joshua. And we will be in a short while having Judge Don and Anne reacting on some of these performances that are coming through. But before that, we are going for another performance right now. So this performance is an emotional speech that many of us are familiar with, always meant at the funerals. And ladies and gentlemen, it is eulogy for Atieno being performed by Kahunde Ingrid on stage.
My name is Ingrid, and Atieno was my best friend. I should have been near my phone when Atieno called. I only got a text from her, and the text said, maybe in another life, your courage would have rubbed off on me, but it's all too much for me and I can't handle it. This was the last text Atieno sent me. Friends of Atieno, the family, There are no words to console us. Her overdose and sudden passing are indeed shocking to us all. No parent is supposed to bury their 19-year-old. Depression is a serious illness that's not spoken about in our African culture. All we do is to tell people to go out, get some sunshine, or lighten up. Even I, at some point, brought our scripture union leader to cast out devils from Atieno. But if devils do leave, these ones left, and they came back with 7 others. Sickness, bitterness, stress, anxiety, and even death. Mama Atieno, Tugume, I tried. I want her to stay away from that toxic boyfriend. In fact, when the president announced a lockdown, I told Kevin, let Atieno go, but Kevin warned her and said if she dares steps on that van, the emotional abuse. I saw the scars. I saw the swollen face. But Atieno said that she fell down the stairs. But Atieno, she wanted you to know that she was doing her best to make you proud and fix her life. Her biggest regret was leaving your house. She regretted it, Mama. Friends of Atieno, Joa, Mega, I urge you, let us not judge Atieno for these seemingly wrong choices. This is our sister. And instead of us saying, I condemn such acts, speak up if you're depressed, what if we reflected on our own selves? What if we asked our own selves, how many people are suffering in silence and not speaking up about the hurt, the lack, the pain that this whole COVID situation has brought? All of us supposed to ask the government to help us? Really? What can we do to be our brother's keeper? When you ask these serious questions, you will realize that many of us are like Atieno. Some of us here are going to go back home to abusive fathers who are going to take out their unemployment stress on us. Some of us here are indeed starving. And when we go back home, we don't know where our next meal is going to come from. Many of us have buried relatives and friends from COVID and other stress-related factors. Life just seems to be progressing, and we need to catch up with its pace. I urge you today that as we mourn and celebrate our beloved Atieno, let us pray for all who are suffering. Let us pray for all whose mental health has been unsteadied by this COVID situation. Let us reach out to our friends who are indeed hurting in silence. Whatever we do, let's make sure we seek counseling, be it from a spiritual authority or a psychological authority. Please, keep cultivating a healthy mind. And whatever it takes, if it's to wake up, if it's to eat, if it's to show up, let's just do it. Whatever happens, we need to keep taking our next steps forward. Atieno is not the only one. Atieno, your star shined, and it has indeed taken its place among the angels. We will forever miss you, and we will do our best not to let the darkness around us to get inside our souls. Mami, tekatugume, we will not let this all also drag us down. God bless you. Goodbye, Atieno.
Wow. You got me right there, Ingrid. At some point, I felt like we're at a funeral for Atieno. But I'm reminded we are the grand finale of the COVID-19 Poetry and Storytelling Competition, a powerful performance from Ingrid. Thank you so much. Very powerful. So right now I want to bring in the judges to give some comments for these two performances we have just witnessed. I'll start with Judge Don. Judge Don, I want you to especially give feedback to Ruben Joshua, who was performing a story titled A 2021 Young Man's Story to his son in about 2040. Yes, Don. Yes, Don, are you on? Okay, I think we have probably a technical problem with Judge Don. But let me bring in Judge Ann. Judge Ann, you could probably come through right now and give comments, focusing mostly on that powerful, emotional funeral speech performance by Kahonde Ingrid titled Eulogy for Atieno. Yes, Judge Ann.
Thank you very much, Johnson, and thank you so much, Ingrid and Ruben, for showcasing your talent. In terms of the Ingrid, it was well presented. It speaks to really the realities that we're really facing, and especially the girls, both the mental amidst the lockdown, and also brings out the issue of we need to do more in reaching out, and that was communicated quite very well in terms of the depression and avoiding the mentality of blaming blaming the young people in terms of what they may be going through at that particular moment, in terms of the areas where the emotions were well portrayed. I think the transition could be also better in terms of an area of improving, like how are we transitioning and also connecting the different messages that were in the poem from from the across, from the beginning to the middle and the end. At some point, the connection of the words in terms of the transition, I struggled to piece it together. But otherwise, I think well presented, and there's definitely the creativity that came with it. It also shows that you really put in a lot of the time and then the work. In terms of Ruben, no, was it? Yeah, Ruben. I thank you so much for the message. It was very easy also to connect in terms of the message that you portrayed in your presentation. One thing to work on is if you present a poetry or story and it seems a bit long, it's very important to see ways in which you can vary so that you keep the audience does not wander off, that you can continue engaging us. I think one of the areas that you could also address or work on is that how do you keep the connection with the audience when you actually, if the choice is actually to read, when you're reading off the either a gadget or a paper and you're not reciting, off it. It's something you need to balance so that at some point there was a disconnection because you're trying to read at the same time get back to us. I think practicing in terms of balancing that would be really an area that could be improved, as well as balancing. I think they talked about it in the beginning, that sometimes we're reaching a point where we are rushing, and I think we all need to find our momentum. But otherwise, given the circumstances and the fact that it's no audience and majority of us are virtually, it's something that, and for some, this is the first time that you're doing this, so it's very presented. All the best. Back to you, John.
Thank you so much, Judge Anne. Thank you for those insightful feedback and those comments. I don't know whether Judge Don is back on. Don, are you back on? Maybe he'll join us later. So maybe I have a number of comments. Yes, Don, are you on?
Johnson? Yes, I'm back. Sorry.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah, so I'm going to say personally, I read this story, and it's really very touching for the girls, very expressional, very relatable, very relatable, and very good. So my internet dropped off a bit. I didn't catch everything, but from what I heard, it's really amazing.
All right. Thank you so much, Don. Thank you for those comments and feedback. Okay, so as we get ready for the next performance, I just want to upload for those who have joined us on Facebook. We are streaming live from our Facebook page, Public Health Ambassadors Uganda. And also we are streaming live from our YouTube channel, Public Health Ambassadors Uganda. Just reading some of the comments that are coming through on Facebook. Mila Mandela, you've uploaded Birungi Ashley for the awesome performance. Stella Chigozi, you say that was great, Birungi Ashley. And yes, and also Sarah Semanda. So keep having those comments come through. I shall be reading them as we progress within the show. So right now, we are back with our duo set of performances. And right now, I want to introduce our fifth finalist performance, performing to a poem titled COVID Depression. Ladies and gentlemen, it is Alice Namale.
COVID depression. She thought she was too old to cry. So even when the 42 days of lockdown locked her down for too long in a mental drown, gradually counting down to the end of her downs, she smiled and laughed, never letting her guard down. They told her it is fiction. So even as she sunk into depression, she wore a mask the way she wore her smile, washed her hands as fingers of suicide, soiled the mind, sanitized at every opportunity, which was as often as she was losing her sanity, and kept social distance to stay safe from COVID-19, while embracing a disease that would end her life at 19. What the headlines should have said over her picture that morning was COVID-19 killing more people in more ways than government's counting. There should have been a follow-up article telling young people that it's okay not to be okay, that mentally unhealthy can refer to depressingly sad just as it does to butabika mad, that you should add mental health awareness to your SOPs, that you're not too old to cry because you're too young to die, that you are not too old to cry because you're too young to die. That family can be toxic company, that the pressure on social media shouldn't make you needier, that your sanity should be your first priority, that there are helplines that don't even require airtime with listeners that don't think listening to you is a wastage of time, that with your phone, you can join support groups that help you know you're not alone, that each and every one of your life matters, like it is what heads cabinet meeting lists of national security matters. That each of your life matters, like it is what heads cabinet meeting lists of national security matters. That the solution is hope, not the rope. But that's exactly what the headlines that day didn't say. And that's why I came here today to tell you the story a better way. Thank you.
Such a powerful performance, ladies and gentlemen. That is COVID Depression being done by Alice Namale. So powerful. I hope we have enjoyed it. We will be having judges coming and giving feedback and reactions to that performance. But before we do that, I want to take us right into the 6th finalist performance. This is another poem being done by a Luganda performing artist, and the poem is titled Ekizikiza Mutuntu. Ladies and gentlemen, it is Sebo Lule on stage.
COVID wantama waka wajalwa mpaka. Ekizikiza neera kizze, neebuuza kiki ekiddako. Omuggalo ddala gunsibye oba nze yeesibye ku birooto. Ekiro kyanguye okusembera, kinnoonya, kinzimbeko akayumba. Mpuliriza nnyo omutima gwange, gunsaba mbiveeko. Omuggalo gunfunzizza, guntadde mu kasonda. Singa nali w'amaanyi nga ggolola, nandigukubye tteke ne guvaawo. Ebyetaago byo tebikoma kwesomba. Amabanja gendidde ndigaddawa. Mbulwa n'ezigula eddaawa ng'omutwe gumbobba. Ennaku wabula embojja ogamba nti ndi mboona. Na ku te zigenda. Olindirira n'okoowa. Ebirowoozo binsuukunda luno ng'akaato ku mugga Kiira. Duniya ng'efunze nnyo mu kazigo kange wano. COVID yali batannantuukako. Nenfa ekiziiro ky'obwongo. Muvubuka toggwamu maanyi, kola ku dduyiro otambuze omusaayi, oba kwata essimu okubira abanywanyi, ezo enseko zijja kukuzza mu mbeera. Kukuzza mu mbeera. Obudde bukyaliyo okukyusa akazannyo, obwongo bute bujje ku nkondo. Omutwe gukuba obba nga gwe bakubyemu ennyondo. Anti ebirowoozo, anti ebirowoozo, anti ebirowoozo, anti ebirowoozo. Kati koono omulyango buli woolaba ekisenge, yitamu ng'amazzi mu biwempe. Omuggalo kiseera guvaawo si bbango. teweevuma nsi oli mulamu tonnafa. Mpaawo atakoseddwa abamu mawuggwe oba ensawo ne zifunda. Covid akusuze ng'otunula mu njuyo. Leka naawe ebibimba bikka. Leka naawe ebibimba bikka. Leka naawe ebibimba bikka.
Wow. Wow. Muvubuka toggwamu maanyi. That is, ladies and gentlemen, an awesome performance coming from Sebo Lule, titled Ekizikiza Mutuntu. I hope you have enjoyed it. So right now I want to bring in the judges who are going to give us some reactions and feedback from those performances. And I want to start with Judge Anne. Anne, I would like you to give feedback to both performances, but most especially the first performance, COVID Depression, by Alice Namale. Yes, Judge Anne.
Thank you very much, Johnson, and thank you very much, Alice and Lule. In terms of Namale, Namale, you're very articulate and you're very expressive in terms of putting your message across. It was easy to also follow and relatable. In terms of the point that you could work on towards the end, it was I think the end, it was not so obvious that you had actually ended. I think you need to find the punch, the punchline, so that the audience, you don't leave the audience like, I'm looking for more. There's something, coming, but rather it was a surprise ending, but that could also be a trick. So thank you so much. And I think I really liked the stage presence and how you were really confident in terms of the communicating. So really keep it up. And and I'm sure you really, your style of delivery is really very good. So I'm really looking forward. You're not making our work any easier. But the best of luck. So keep it up, and I really enjoyed your presentation.
Thank you so much, Judge Anne. Thank you. I hope Alice and Mr. Lule, we've taken that feedback and those comments. And right now, I want to bring in Judge Winnie. Winnie, we would like to hear your reaction, your feelings to these two performances, most especially performance by Sebo Lule titled Ekizikiza Mutuntu. Yes, Judge Winnie.
Thank you so much, Alice and Sebo Lule. This section has been very packed. You both have such amazing performance skills. The great thing is you are captivating from the beginning. Alice, I found your piece to be quite educational from the get-go, from the beginning. I see the journey, and just looking at you, like my heart just goes so excited, because you're so young and so passionate, and it's so lovely to see you using your talent like this. The writing was amazing. The words within your poem are like, I can get the message regardless of who I am. So you use your language quite well, and also the way you grab the attention of the audience is quite commendable. Great job, Alice. Since this is a mental health competition, I just wanted to point out something important. You use the word mad, like mad, Butabika mad, and just to note, mad is I forgot the way to say it. It's derogatory when you're referring to someone who is dealing with mental illness. So we prefer to say mentally ill as opposed to mad, as that term in itself is derogatory. That's just a by the way for the event. But yes, altogether, great job. Sebo Lule, great job. So my name, unfortunately, I'm not great with understanding Luganda, and so I will defer to Anne to get to the nitty-gritties of the content of your poem. But see, even as a non-speaking, as a person who doesn't speak the language, I was pulled in from the start. I knew exactly what was happening. You could see that even in your poem, you tried to pace the different verses that you were presenting to show us the way COVID, for example, the time, I think there was a time you were expressing how long COVID felt, and we could relate to that because we felt like you could feel like today is Monday, and before you know it, that the month has ended. So I could feel the poem in your presentation, and I think that's the power of poetry. I may not necessarily understand every single word, but I'm able to get the message. And at the end, when you said, you were calling the Babubuka to change, I could see the difference between the beginning of the poem, the middle of the poem, and the end where you're bringing out the action. So great job, Sebo. Great job. Thank you. I will defer to Anne if she has any content-based comments, but yeah, overall, that's really what I'd like to say.
All right. Thank you so much, Judge Winnie. Thank you so much, Judge Anne, for those insightful comments. Thank you so much, the performers, Alice and Dule. Thank you for those performances. So right now we're going to have a snapshot of an insightful and informative research report that was carried out last year. They are going to give us a snapshot of that research, but as Lillian is getting ready to get into the presentation of that research, I just want to give a few remarks. This research was carried out by Guttmacher Institute of Research found in the USA with our local partner, Makerere School of Public Health. And it was basically on the utilization and access and utilization of sexual and reproductive health services, as well as information among young people, most especially during the pandemic lockdown period. And our focus was on 2020, starting March, with a comparison of the access and utilization of the same services across the previous years. So without preempting the research, I'm going to invite Lillian, and the production team will be running the slides from here. So Lillian is going to take just a few minutes to give us a snapshot of the findings from that research. And for those who have joined us via Zoom, YouTube, and Facebook, after Lillian giving us that presentation, we shall be right back with more performances. So far, we've had 6 of the top 10 finalist performances. We still have 4 to go, and then we still have to know the decision of the jury in regards to who are our top 3 winners of the COVID-19 Poetry and Storytelling Competition 2021. So, Lillian, are you ready to take us through a snapshot of that research presentation? Lillian?
Yes, please. Thank you so much. I'm ready for this. So once again, thank you so much for this opportunity to present. This is Lillian Jiwa talking on behalf of Makerere University School of Public Health and the Guttmacher Institute, just like the previous speaker mentioned. So this research was mainly about finding out if the COVID-19 pandemic had an effect on access to contraceptive services among adolescents in Uganda, just like you see the title. Yeah, some small background to this research. Uganda has one of the youngest populations in the world, whereby about 50% are under the age of 15 and 78% are under the age of 30. So globally, things like total fertility, maternal mortality ratio, and teenage pregnancies remain among the highest. So we were a bit concerned, and that's why partly we did this study. Despite all the efforts that are being made by the government in the health sector, demand for HIV and SRH services is still on the rise. Next slide. So, like I mentioned, we thought that COVID-19 restrictions had an impact on the access to contraceptive services by adolescents, and this is partly why we conducted this study. Being that restrictions were put up, we thought adolescents would fear to travel to health facilities, schools were closed, and all those things. So we came up with a thought that this could have had a negative impact on access to contraceptive services. Next slide. What we found on doing this research, we found that actually Uganda experienced smaller and shorter pandemic-related disruptions in adolescents' access to sexual and reproductive health services as anticipated. There's a main drop in April and May, but the remaining months of 2020 were as expected. The results that we obtained in this study speak to the resilience of the health system, which continued to provide services, and the impact of actions by partners to support access to these services, like we shall see in the graphs down there. So what sources of data that we used for this study? We had public data, the HMIS, which is routinely collected in health facilities across the country. We also had some service statistics from 2 private providers and a survey that is based on family planning but conducted annually. So for the service data, we looked at data by month. How many adolescents visit the health facility per month across 3 years? Depending on the data set. Okay, next slide. Private provider one, we can see in the second month a dip in April compared to the projections that were made, but this did not happen for the rest of the months. Remember, we are looking at if COVID-19 had an effect on the access to contraceptive services, and we can see this in April, the first month, complete month of lockdown. Next graph. This is still consistent with another private provider that focused mainly on implants and IUDs among 15 to 19-year-olds. We can still see that when we compare 2019 and 2020, April was the most affected, being consistent with the previous private provider. Next slide. Now for the HMIS, we can see that the blue line is 2018, the middle pink line is 2019, and the green is 2020. If we look critically at the green line of 2020, specifically for April, we can see a dip, like it was really low, even compared to the previous years, 2018 and 2019. Still consistent with the previous two. And then the fourth source, we compared the modern contraceptive prevalence rate. This is the number of adolescents that use contraceptives. We got those in 2019 and those in 2020, and we see an increase in 2020, September. We compared 2 time points. These are surveys that are conducted annually, and we see an increase in this. So probably, like we said, the general findings, the COVID-19 restrictions did not have a big effect on access to contraceptives. Next. So actually what we recommend, being that this did not persist after April, the services rebounded back to what was expected. If we look at the last bullet, we can learn from this study can help us learn the processes and adaptations that helped ensure continuity of services during the COVID-19 restrictions, and these can help us in case of any future crisis. Next slide. Yeah, also here, focusing on the last bullet, these services should be classified as essential to be integrated with COVID-19 response interventions and should remain fully operational and open before, during, and after lockdown, because we saw that for all the 4 data sources, we saw a dip in April 2020. So if this is ensured, we might, in case of any future crisis, we can have this sorted out. Next. Thank you so much for listening to me. Any questions or comments are welcome. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you so much, Lillian, for that presentation. For those who are online streaming and those who have just joined us, that is it's a presentation from our research conducted by Guttmacher Institute and the Makerere School of Public Health on the access and utilization of family planning, contraception, as well as the different sexual and productive health services among young people during the COVID-19 pandemic lockdown period. That research is going to be widely disseminated in the following months from now. So just stay tuned for those who want to get more and more information about what the research is about and more of those findings. Once again, thank you so much, Lillian. We are honored to have you share with us some of those findings. So ladies and gentlemen, we want to go right back onto the performance stage to enjoy the rest of the performances. Like I said before, we just witnessed 6 of the top 10 finalist performances, and right now I want to introduce the 7th finalist performance. Now performing to a poem titled "It's Okay Not to Be Okay." Ladies and gentlemen, it is Isarie Mitch on stage.
It's okay not to be okay. It's okay not to be okay. It's okay not to be okay. But who'd want their thoughts put on a conveyor belt, relayed and cut in 2 pieces with surgical precision? When to speak up is a tough decision. Amidst the beautiful bodies, physiques, shapes and sizes, lies and strange minds we can find. Sleepless nights, we normalized insomnia, sad souls and a few lapses of euphoria. Mind wars, no fist involves, it's hell in the cell. This fight is harsher than WrestleMania. It's okay not to be okay. It's okay not to be okay. It's okay not to be okay. Big smile, exposed the full dental. Broken is the mantle, up thrust to the crust, disorganized is the mental. Sad song with no instrumental. Coming out of sessions of depression, the feeling is sensation. But life will never be the same, because every little thing you approach with caution, precaution. Lone wanderer, born in South Africa, your mind is in Albania. It's mania and hypomania. It's a vicious reinforcing cycle. It's okay not to be okay. It's okay not to be okay. It's okay not to be okay. But have you ever imagined getting lost within your mind? Some are found, some find their way back home. Others are locked in, hanging on hope. And others, in a bid to find solace, a city called suicide is where they choose to reside. And only a few will tell tales of their journey. Many choose silence over the former, and deep down in treasure chests, buried in sacred parts of the medulla, are damaged experiences, unsaid feelings, unreciprocated affection, plenty of affection and addiction, plenty of affection and addictions. This might seem far-fetched, far from reality, and sound like a fiction, but it is okay not to be okay. It's okay not to be okay. It's okay not to be okay. But where do broken souls find peace? Where do they find grace and freely express? Which rivers will their tears drain? A party for only those regarded insane, too emotional, too sensitive. The outcast disregarded because of so many alleged incentives. Loneliness is how they choose to live. Socially, nothing to give. The saddest of moments they relive. And it's scary. It's scary if you're left alone to witness what they actually believe. It's okay not to be okay. It's okay not to be okay. It's okay not to be okay. And actually very okay speaking about not being okay. It's lonely out there. Speaking out is the only silver lining in the dark cloud. Word to everybody, listen, 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 keep listening. It doesn't need a skill, only takes is the will. Everybody needs a soldier. Everybody needs a soldier to mentally lean on. It's okay not to be okay. And even in the darkest of moments like the Red Army, you will never walk alone. Healing is a process. Healing is a process. Embrace the slow progress. It's okay not to be okay. It's okay not to be okay. It's okay not to be okay. It's okay to be okay.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Isarie Mitch. They are giving us a strong performance. It is okay not to be okay. So if you are wondering and figuring the different challenges that you are going through, this performance is teaching us that it is okay not to be okay, because at the end of the day, we hope that everything will be okay. So ladies and gentlemen, right now, we are going to enjoy the 8th finalist performance, performing to another poem titled You. Ladies and gentlemen, it is Mercedes Nyaroth on stage. Mercedes, let me cut you short. You'll switch on your mic. Your mic, I think it's off. Let's just help you. All right, there, ladies and gentlemen, we are still on. We're going to just repeat that performance. Sorry. Once again, allow me introduce to you this performance. It's a poem titled You by Mercedes Nyaroth.
You! Oh yes, I am talking to you. My moon is not as bright as your sun, but you took my moon away. My nights, they were never as bright as your days, but you still took my nights away. Wickedness and savageness. You gouged my eyes right from their sockets, so now I became blind to reality. Now I am living in anxiety and uncertainty. You tied explosives to my little heart, maliciously and yet so skillfully. Oh, now see, I have forgotten how to feel. Should I cry? Should I laugh? Or I can just shout instead. Drip, drip, drip. My days, they slowly bleed into nights. I cried so hard, my eyes got too wet. Now I have to cry through my nose as well. Guess what? I have now lost my scent. I can no longer smell things like school, financial stability, social amenity, and normal society. All I can smell is fear, anxiety, and depression. 1, 2, 3, 4,000, 5,000. Millions of souls you have so unfairly stolen. You make orphans, widows, and widowers. Just who do you think you are? Who do you think you are? Anyways, I won't stand here and let you take the credit. I will not say I am the monster you created. No, I will not. I am simply the monster standing in front of you.
Oh, wow, wow, wow. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for that strong performance. Mercedes Nyaroth with an amazing poem titled You. So ladies and gentlemen, let me have the performers back on stage. And right now I want to invite the judges to give their reaction, their feedback. I want to start with Judge Don. Judge Don, if you are online, if you're ready, I would like you to give us your reaction and your feedback to the two performances, most especially focusing on Isabelle Mitch, who just performed a poem titled, It's Okay Not to Be Okay. Yes, Don.
Thank you, Jackson. Thank you so much. I'm just going to say I've loved Mitch's performance entirely from beginning to the end. I like the energy. I like the articulation. I like the facts. And also, the title is very relatable, and he shows how he uses the stage to make sure that we actually follow him. So I really, really loved his performance. It's so good. And also, he has, in his message, there is a call to action, which is very, very good. And that is something that we should also have. What do we need? What do we need? How can people actually keep track of what we're doing? So we need to have a call to action. So Mitch, it was a performance for me. It was really, really good. I really liked it. It's okay not to be okay. And Mercedes, I also love your story. I love your stage performance. I love the creativity. I like your dress as well. It's very Africanistic. So I really love you guys' performance. I'm just wondering, just more that I think you needed more time to feel your story, to feel your poem, because it sounded a bit like last time in kind of insights that maybe you had to go through it a lot of times, and then you had a last minute, and then you came and performed. But I really liked it. I really liked it. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Judge Don. Thank you for those amazing insights. I hope the two performers, we've taken note of that. So right now, I want to invite Judge Winnie. Winnie, I would like you to give us your feedback and your reaction to the two performances, but focusing mostly on Mercedes Nyaroth performing to a poem titled You. Yes, Winnie.
Sorry, I was muted. Thank you so much, Johnson, and thank you both Mercedes and Isabelle. Great pieces. Mercedes, it was good. I felt your poem was quite good. You were very articulate. And thank you so much for that. I don't really have as many comments because I agree with what Dawn was saying. Same thing for Isabelle. Isabelle was captivating. It was different. Reading your poem, I expected it to have a different tone. And it was refreshing to see that you took it a completely opposite direction when you were presenting, because I thought it was soft and calm and, almost like you're writing a letter. But the way you presented it showed that you can also, it had more aggression and more, like you're trying to call for action immediately and tell people it's okay not to be okay. So thank you to both of you on that. Thanks, Johnson.
Yes, thank you so much, Judge Winnie, right there with some take-home insights for the two performers. Thank you so much. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are still live at the grand finale of the COVID-19 Poetry and Storytelling Competition 2021. So far, we have witnessed and enjoyed 8 of the top 10 finalist performances. Remember, the judges are going to decide out of these top 10 who are going to qualify to be declared the top 3 winners, and those will be able to take home the top 3 cash prizes. So, ladies and gentlemen, I want to now introduce and bring you back to the performance stage. So, introducing the 9th finalist performance, performing a poem titled Voice in My Mind. Ladies and gentlemen, it is Bariamujura Mahad on stage.
Voices in my mind. I can hear my neighbors say, just like all radios and TVs scream, the virus is real. Just like the agony in my mind, it cannot be seen. And there comes dear mother, all choking on hunger, without anything to feed, not even sure about tomorrow. Last night, we ate my rabbit. The only pet we had at home. I did not even feel its taste, for I only had my stomach to warm. And now the beards have started to grow. Everyone at home looking at me to go. Yet at the building site, I was fired for being too weak. Maybe I'd provide, but nothing to show. Better when we spent time and had lunch at school. Oh yeah, my sister has clocked 14. Her body grown and no school for now. What else was there? Nothing but tread. 3 goats' maize sacks we can feed for months. While she enjoys the luxury of being safe wife. Oh yeah, my sister is gone. The trade is done, all is finished. A few months passed, these days so fast. Our sister is gone, and so is my mind. Where is nature? Where can I feel at home? Or yet at home? And now, for peace, I've learned to write. Even this sadness I've molded into poetry, that these friends and family can with me smile as we recite the voices in my mind.
Wow. Thank you so much, Mr. Bariamujura Mahad, for that amazing poem titled Voice in My Mind. It's such a beautiful poem. And before we bring in the last performance, I want to again thank everyone who is watching and streaming live on YouTube, as well as those who are streaming live via Facebook, plus everyone who has joined us on Zoom. I want to just read some of your comments. Nanyunja Sarah, you've said, Maha, the energy is just unmatched. Thank you so much for being live. I see Adoria Yuji, you said, who else can't stop thinking of Ingrid's presentation? Thank you so much. Keep the comments coming through. I'm going to be reading many of those comments just after this performance. So, ladies and gentlemen, would you allow me introduce the last performance of today? So, introducing to you the finalist performance, ladies and gentlemen. It is the performance, it's a poem titled The Price of My Innocence. Ladies and gentlemen, it is Destiny Gladys on stage. Enjoy.
I am a pessimist at heart,
but born optimistic with a rainbow kind of life. And where I come from, each dawn the sun rays kiss this dark, sheer coated melanin African beauty. The morning dew moistened the footpath to the well, and the African parrots quacked glorious melodies, a rich heritage of my African ancestry. I mean, life was bliss and holidays at home were eat and play. What would a 10-year-old girl wish for in life? When Mother Nature gifted me with puberty, little did I know I was price tagged. You see, these breast buds are tourist attraction, these farming butt cheeks are temptation to graze, and this sultry high-pitched voice turned heads from old blocks to young lads. It seems me becoming a woman made their groins joyride in anticipation, and as sure as the daybreak, when these tender thighs witness the first crimson rivers flow, I, a girl of 12, was called up for marriage. A girl of 12 was called up for marriage. What was the price of my innocence, that I become a teenage bride at the hands of my kinsmen, that I be a child while I am still a child, that is if I don't die in labor, that I forsake all known as education and cling to marriage without fully understanding womanhood. It seems puberty was more of a curse than the blessing and a gift of Mother Nature. I am only a teenage girl, locked down and knocked up. You see, cruelty jiggles in my face with a smirk of disdain. No hope of schools reopening soon as this lockdown continues to cripple, like an angel of doom snatching more teenage girls to early marriages. The doom grows thicker by the day. Sadness blooms in my backyard. Anxiety has become a constant common companion. My mind depressive. Yes, my mind depressive from the effects of a human-made virus. A human-made virus. I am the embodiment of all teenage girls taken to early marriage. But surely, what was the price of our innocence? I ask you, the kinsmen, the officials in the government places unable to capture my defilers. What was the price of our innocence?
Wow, wow. Such a sad but strong performance. Thank you so much, Destiny Gladys, performing to a poem, The Price of My Innocence. I hope we have enjoyed that performance. I have so many comments that are flowing via YouTube, those streaming via YouTube, as well as those on Facebook. So I am going to read all these comments just after the judges have given their feedback and reactions to these last two performances. So right now I want to invite the two performers to come back on stage and I want to invite the judges to give their reactions, and then after I shall be reading some of these comments as the judges are compiling their results, and we will know the winner today. So I want to invite Judge Ann and Judge Don to give their reactions, and I'll start with you, Judge Ann, to give us your feelings and reactions to these two performances, focusing mostly on Destiny Gladys, who has just performed a nice and sad, strong piece titled "The Price of My Innocence." Yes, Judge Ann.
Thank you very much, and thank you much, and Destiny. In terms of the presentation, especially the last one for Destiny, it was very expressive in terms of the way you communicated, and articulation was spot on, and the ability to also portray the different challenges that young girls are going through in terms of how you portrayed it as a price of innocence, where it takes one back to this 12-year-old who probably would have finished primary or getting closer to completion, who is locked up, locked down, and on the other hand, the issue of child marriage and how that really poses the different challenge and robs this young girl of her innocence and childhood. So I could relate quite very well and closely to this in terms of what is happening. So well done, Gladys, in the piece.
Thank you so much, Judge Winnie. Thank you for those insights right there. Then finally, I want to bring in Judge Don to give us your reactions towards the two performances, with the focus on a performance by Bariamujura Mahad, who performed a poem titled "Voice in My Mind." Yes, Judge Don. Don, are you there?
Yes, I'm sorry. I'm in.
Yes.
I just say this was very good. Mahad, you performed really well, but I think the energy was a little bit low. You needed, I think, to feel yourself, to make the stage yours, to also, I felt a lot of nervousness around you. And then Gladys, I really like your articulation. I really love that you're original. You came on the stage and like you were yourself. You expressed yourself very well. So those are the elements that stood out for me. And also the message you're trying to communicate, you made it yours, like you made it personal. So that for me can actually pull my attraction, that I'm relating to what you're going through. So it's really good. And I think that is something that if we are trying to talk about mental health, we don't need to sympathize, but normally we need to empathize with someone. And that is what is pulling my attraction to Gladys's performance. It was really genuine. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Judge Don, with those insightful comments. Very helpful for all our performers. Thank you so much, Destiny and Mahad, for those amazing performances. So right now we are done with the top 10 finalist performances, and the jury is now engaging to reveal to us the top 3 winners. So we will have our judges go in a separate room to finalize on those results that we shall have in a few minutes from now. But as we do that, we're going to have, I'm going to invite the team leader of Public Health Ambassadors Uganda. But before I do that, I just want to read some of your comments via our social media platforms. I'll go right on YouTube and just read some of the different comments from some of you who have joined us, and I want to applaud you for joining us. I see Nanyonja Sarah, you say you are glad to have participated and you would want to know how to be part of FAO. So Nanyonja Sarah, thank you for joining us. Just feel free to send us a message on Facebook, and we shall be glad to respond to you. I see Rona Nantenge applauding Ashley. I see applauding her performance and her outfit. Thank you for joining us, Rona Nantenge. I see Silva Eddie applauding Ashley. Once again, I see again Rona Nantenge saying snaps my fingers for Ashley. Yes, thank you for joining through. I see Abe Mudusu applauding all the performers, saying great poetic presentation to this young generation. Thank you, thank you. Thank you, Abe Mudusu, for joining us. I see Nzensubuga saying Ruben's composure is really interesting. Thank you for joining us. Nanyonja Sari, you've also applauded Ruben, saying he got his thing. And I also see you, Mayeko Jacob. You've uploaded all the performers saying so amazing. Madini Vanita, you've uploaded Mercedes for the performance. I see Florence Nabukenya uploading Mr. Opesa for the performance. Again, Mayeko Jacob uploading Joshua for the great performance. And as well as I see Mayeko Jacob reacting to Ingrid's performance, saying Bambi Atieno. Thank you so much for keeping online. Nanyinja Sarah saying, Atieno is another one. We can feel your reactions and your emotions to the performance. I see Joseph McFarlane commenting, Ish, I really feel like I knew Atieno so deep. Depression is a real killer. Thank you for joining us online. I see Nanja Sarah saying you love Alice's rhythm. Thank you so much. Nzensubuga saying Oyosebo Dulewa Tabu Yenyini. Thank you for keeping there. Also, Nzelule still saying Lekanawe Bibimba Bika. Thank you for keeping us there. Lady Reminance, thank you for joining. You say, Ingrid, that was really a very touching and amazing story. It felt so real. Thanks, thank you, Reminance, for keeping there. Kobusinje Rita Sheila, you say, I really love the props, the flowers Ingrid brought. Wow, I'm not sure I'm going to recover. Yes, we hope that you do recover. Thank you for being there. We also have Bart Evink applauding Ingrid, saying, wow, Ingrid, that was truly beautiful. You even brought the flowers. It was so emotional. It really touched my soul. Thank you. Rosoke Joshua saying, Ingrid, I swear, so relatable, so beautiful, I can relate. We are glad that you can relate to some of those performances. Iwatch, Leah saying, break a leg, see this. I think that was to Mercedes. Thank you so much for keeping there. I see Mark Henrietta saying, Mitch, yo, keep the thing. Thank you so much. Zensubuga says, Mitch, Mandem. Yes, we are there. Thank you for keeping those comments coming through. I see Silva Eddie saying, yo, Master, don't continue the touching performance. I think that is a way of you applauding the performance. Silva Eddie saying, I'm crying right here. Oh, mercy. God bless. Thank you so much. Thank you. Josmat saying, wow. That was great, Mercedes. Thank you for joining us. I see Tilolo Patricia saying, awesome presentation by all the participants. I love each one of the presentation. Thank you, Patricia, for keeping there. Nanja Sarah saying, Maha, the energy is unmatched. Thank you so much. Madini Vanita saying the African Queen, Mercedes. Thank you for keeping there. Thank you for keeping there. Noshipo, happy, saying Mercedes felt me. Girl spoke it all. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. You continue saying Vanita. Let's cry together for Mercedes. Girl is an African queen. Thank you for crying. Madina Vanita also continues saying, if Mercedes does not win, I'm soaking all my electronics in water. Hope you don't do that. But thank you for keeping online. Jesse Albert says, Ruben Joshua, you've made us proud. Thank you. We are happy that he has. Adoria UG, you say, Ingrid, I'm still drenched in tears. Your presentation is something that can't easily get out of someone's mind. It is very relatable. Thank you so much. Noshiba, happy you said Vanita. Me, I'm going to throw my phone in that pit latrine. Thank you for keeping there. Josmat, you said great work done, all performers and judges. Thank you very much. What are the judges' names, please? Yes, thank you, Josmat. We have 3 judges by the names of the first is Don Zen Mwanguzi. Then we have Anne Alan Sizomo as well as Apio Winnie. Thank you for keeping there. Madine Vanita, still you send no shippo. I will not shower until the end of the end if it's not Mercedes. Thank you. And lastly, but not least, Ingrid Kagoro, you've also commented. You say, Wilbur, I swear you are amazing. You're awesome. Absolutely loved your performance. So thank you so much for all the comments that have come through. Those that have not read, I will apologize in advance. We are running out of time, but keep them coming. Probably when I get a second, I will read out your comments. But right now, allow me invite the team leader for Public Health Ambassadors Uganda, the organization that is behind the COVID-19 Poetry and Storytelling Competition 2021. Ladies and gentlemen, it is Namakula Lilibet.
Hi, everyone. All right. My name is Lilibet Namakula, and I'm the team leader of Public Health Ambassadors Uganda. For those of us that do not know us, Public Health Ambassadors Uganda is a not-for-profit, youth-led and youth-serving organization that works on issues of sexual and reproductive health, as well as HIV/AIDS prevention and awareness through youth empowerment, through health education, through social entrepreneurship and use of ICT for health. Amongst our many strategies and our approaches, today we have called upon our niche, which is edutainment and informative performance arts, which in a bite provides a safe and supportive environment for young people to express their needs through interactive, participatory, and fun sessions. I hope I'm not telling a lie. Are we having fun? Yeah, okay. Yes, so SRHR, sexual and reproductive health, and mental health form an essential part of our overall health and well-being. While they are interdependent and interconnected throughout the course of life, it's unfortunate that many times their interconnection is often overlooked. The COVID-19 pandemic has triggered an increase in persistent symptoms of stress, anxiety, and depression amongst young people in Uganda, but also across the world. A number of young people are struggling to deal with the effects resulting from being infected, but also affected by COVID-19. Many of them have stopped going to school due to the lockdown measures. Others have dropped out of school due to reduced resources and income. Some have lost or seen their parents and guardians lose jobs, while others are struggling to access the right information about COVID-19. So the increasing unemployment, the food insecurity, the household violence, and the substance abuse stemming from the pandemic
has had a major negative impact on their mental health. The need to address mental health during this pandemic and support young people overcome stress, anxiety, and depression is more evident now more than ever. That is why we at FAO organized this competition, to offer young people an opportunity and a platform to rise up, speak out, and champion efforts that are focused towards supporting them, themselves, and their peers to overcome the effects of COVID-19. I would like to thank all our partners for making this event possible: Good Mark Institute, Open Mic Uganda, UNFPA The Stage, and also Mind Speaks. I would like to thank all the young people who took the time to participate in this competition. You guys have that is for you. You guys have trusted us with your experience, your stories, your voices, and we vow to treasure them and use them for the good of all the young people that are facing similar challenges and concerns across the country. On behalf of the whole FAO family, I would like to also take the time to extensively thank our treasured judges. Anne Alan Sizomu, who's the program specialist for adolescent and youth sexual and reproductive health at UNFPA. Apio Winnie, who is a consultant in adolescent and youth sexual and reproductive health, and also a seasonal poetry writer. And lastly, Donzen Mwanguzi, who is the founder and team leader of Also Mind Speaks, as well as Lillian Jiwa for the fine research presentation that she has given us. Thank you all so much for the countless hours and immeasurable effort that you have put into this competition. Your contribution has been very significant in ensuring its success. For the rest of us out there, talking about you who's watching me, not these guys in the room. You're worried, oh my God, oh, I might have missed out of my chance, oh, what am I going to do? No, we want to reassure you and tell you that this is just the beginning. We will continue to create avenues and platforms for you to express yourself, to share your experiences, your challenges, and your opinions. After all, our vision is to see you, the young people, empowered to take ownership and control of your health. Thank you.
Yes, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Right there is Namakula Lilibet, the team leader of Public Health Ambassadors Uganda. Thank you so much, Lilibet. With those remarks, I hope for all of us, both the performers and those online, you've gotten some insights of who Public Health Ambassadors Uganda is and what we stand for and what we do. So ladies and gentlemen, right now we are waiting for the moment of truth. So our judges are compiling the results, and in a very short time we shall be getting those results, and we will be declaring our winners. So as our judges do that, I want to request the team that has supported in organizing this to prepare the dummy checks, have them in position, in place, and also just request all the performers to be just ready to go on stage whenever we are ready to do that. But for now, I would request the production team to run a few graphics as we wait for the judges to come with the results. Ladies and gentlemen, we will be right back in a short time. Keep tuned in, and we look forward to knowing our top 3 winners. Thank you.
she get whoa. I'm a boy, whoa. Get a nigga let you go.
Said I don't need you in the morning, but I need you now. Yeah, yeah. I find you, I give you all you needing. I know what you like. You don't need no other body. You don't need no other body. Only you feel on my body. Only you feel on my body. You don't need no other body.
Say, now me they mess up your mind, and I me they make you free up your mind. Say, your body talk to me nice. Say, now my love you didn't need for your life. Yeah, our love no be lie. Say, yeah, we did together, yeah, day and night. Yeah, if I leave, you go by. Yeah, if you leave, I go stroking your body, baby. Loving your body, baby. As you're whining your body, baby. So crazy. Loving your body, baby. Girl, you want it to me. I just wanna let you know. Hope every day
You don't need no other body. You don't need no other body. Only you feel on my body. Only you feel on my body. I prayed for this moment. I would be by your side. And I don't wanna forget those lonely nights. Ooh, so tell me that you gon' ride with me. Tell me that you never lie to me. I just wanna make you proud of me. Want you loving every side of me. I love the rhythm of your heartbeat. The way you pushing up on me. I can tell that you want me. Let me show you how it's gonna be. You don't need no other body. You don't need no other body. Only you feel hold my body. Only you feel hold my body. You don't need no other body. Hey, baby, everybody's the same. No one loves you like that. No one wants you the same way.
Love till the morning. My head wants to turn from your loving. I just wanna get you beside me.
Give me all you need. Give me all you need. Give you all you. Give me all you need. Give you all you need. Give you all.
Make I give you all you need. Every touch you need. Give you all. Make I give you all you need, baby. Yeah.
You don't need no other body. You don't need no other body. Only you feel hold my body. Only you feel hold my body. You don't need no other body.
Girl, I want you there. Girl, I want you there. Promise to treat your love fair. Whoa, 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 whoa. When we talk.
Showing me around like I lost my way. Telling all your friends and I me be bail. Baby, see me, I don't they believe her. Tell me, make I know now. If you show me, make I know now. If you don't show me, make I know now. If you don't love me, tell me, make I know now. If you show me, make I know now. If you don't show me, oh, make I know now. If you don't love me, make you not talk, say you love me, oh. If you don't need me, oh, nobody talk, say you need
Shake your body, yeah, body, yeah. Swagger magic, gazi, yeah. Ataga sawara, gazi, yeah. Owa kabina kakwe baru, yeah. Atali na kabina baru, yeah. Abonyo mo gongo mola, bianco koto. Tayagala mola bisambo bianco koto. Bianco koto. Tayagala mola bisambo bianco koto. Bianco koto. Tayagala mola bisambo bianco koto. If you know bianco koto, tayagala mola bisambo bianco koto. Dance till you sweat is the butter. You got the keys to my motor. Make a cycle, break the anchor. Select a Jeff, yeah, we anchor. My DJ, the anchor. All in the London now. In the Okube Kampala. Chichi, come in your Kampala. Pola, but the saga got the dollars. Ona zina vya kusiga. Ona zina vya kusiga. Ona zina vya kusiga.
Give me your heart, don't go stigate. They go by don't know ya jubilate. I want your heart so we won't be baby. Baby boy, don't you delay. Yangongo kuwe no more sweating. Yagalango lang magic. Then you're my child, you can relate. 20 to party, to party, 20 to party, to party, 20 to party, to party, 20 to party. Twende tunyumire, tunyumire tugende, tunyumire, tunyumire tugende, tunyumire, tunyumire tugende, tunyumire, tunyumire. Njagala nkukakase, nti olwaleero so steady, steady. Era nkakubulire, nti byonna leero so steady, steady. Obitaddemu ansa, kwagala musinga, ebyo by'omanyi nigga.
Me and I do grab, I know they right now I know they do grab, I know they right. You know one walk, you want to chop up. You know one strive, you want to flex up. You must serve before you be boss up. You know one suffer, you want enjoy you. Right now me I'm chilling in my chulo way. God knows say I walk out to be rad. If you try to mess with me, I look the other way. But if you fuck up, you will never get away. Right now I know they do grab, I know they grab. I see me, I know they do grab, I know they grab. Everything is popping up for my side. That's why the people eyes the truth for my side. I can't shoot as a way because homicide. Me how they say every day with all of my guys. I said thank this food. Person with it talk, don't chop better food. Back in all the days, them call me a fool. See me today, say my God I'm grateful. It's true love. Say me I know they do grab, I know they grab. Right now I can do grab, I know they grab. I say you know one walk, you want to jump up. You know one strive, you want to flex up. It's where they worry you do for your body. Person where they feel not like to complain. You know one walk, you say you could be good. You don't expect man not to fall from heaven. Person where they carry last to the complain. It's where they worry you do for your body. Do grab, I know they grab. That's why I know they do grab, I know they grab. I mean, I'm sing, say, if life give you pain, please pop champagne. Oh. Don't give a damn, don't you complain. Oh. See these people, them are insane.
Engeri chochiku, engeri chonkwata, engeri laba engeri chonyweza, engeri chochikola, engeri olina engeri omanya engeri chonkwata, engeri
njagala n'okusingako my daddy, my daddy, my daddy, my daddy. Natuka zewanfuna mutima gwange gwe gwantuma nasima face nasima color yo. The way you do me baby mpisa zo kama toka pasati nze nawona kagali jagala nze kwambale mikufu na midali got shining mu bulago bwo like a diamond on your body yo. Boy fire, oh. Give me fire, love fire, oh. Boy fire, oh. Give me fire, love fire, oh. Boy fire, oh. Give me fire, love fire, oh.
Kilometers. I don't come kilometers. I don't walk that many kilometers. Learn from the teacher. I don't take for the game, she no pitas. I decide bad mind from a distance.
Okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back right now. Thank you so much for being patient. We just had a very, probably not a very short, but just had a short break as well as commercial break as the judges were compiling the results. Once again, I want to tell in competition 2021 grand finale, and we are excited that we have reached this far from where we started from. So we have witnessed the top 10 finalist performances from some of the amazing performers, and in very few minutes, and about 2 minutes from now, we will be having the results for the top 3 winners, and we shall be unveiling the top 3 winners before you, ladies and gentlemen. So stay tuned on Facebook, on Zoom, on YouTube. Just a few minutes, and we're going to have those results and those winners declared before you. So the production team, please just run just a few graphics, and then I'm going to be right back to declare the results for the top 3 winners as they get their top 3 cash prizes. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for keeping on. Let's stay tuned. We shall be right back. Thank you.
Nothing personal, feel the pressure now when you come to my face. Come to my face. See as I spray the dollar now, that's intentional, international, unconventional grace. Unconventional grace.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. I want to apologize for the delays we had due to some technicalities, but we are right back with the results. The jury has decided. So for those who are still with us on Zoom, on YouTube, and on Facebook, we thank you for your patience, and we are going to be revealing the results for the top 3 winners. Once again, I want to remind us that it is the COVID-19 Poetry and Storytelling Competition 2021 Grand Finale, and we are excited to have moved this journey up to now. So we've just witnessed the performances from the top 10 finalists who have given their very, very best, and by the fact that they are on the finals, these are already winners. So the jury has decided, and right now we're going to reveal the top 3 winners who are going home with the top 3 cash prizes. Just to remind you, the top 3 cash prizes are in the second runner-up goes home or wins 500,000 Ugandan shillings. The first runner-up, then the first runner-up will win a sum of 700,000 Ugandan shillings, and the grand prize for the COVID-19 Poetry and Storytelling Competition 2021 winner will be 1 million Ugandan shillings. So now it is the moment of truth. So I would like to applaud and thank the judges, Anne Sizomo, Donzen Mwanguzi, and Apio Winnie, for the tremendous efforts and the time you have put into this, right from the shortlisting and finally right now at the finals. And it is a team of the 3 of you having exhibited your professional and integrity skills and competences to come up with this decision. And this is a decision that you have entrusted me to present before the winners and the witnesses who have joined us virtually. And I take the honor to read out the top 3 winners. So I will start from the position of the second runner-up. Now, this has been again an intense battle, and we can witness it through some of the decisions that have been taken by the judges. And the second runner-up position has been a tie. 2 people have tied, 2 performers have tied in this position, and I'm going to be reading their names. So because they have tied, they are going to share the prize. So the performers that have qualified tied in the second runner-up position are Ashley Birungi and Alice Namale. Congratulations, ladies. Amazing job you've done. Thank you so much for coming this far. You've really put in a lot. Ashley Birungi, thank you so much for the passion you have at your age. I hope that you push forward with this passion. Ashley Birungi gave us an amazing performance titled COVID-19 Alphabet. For those who joined us in the very, very beginning, thank you so much. And also Alice Namali, thank you so much for, again, your powerful performance. Alice Namali gave us an amazing performance titled COVID Depression. So allow me invite the team leader, Public Health Ambassadors Uganda, Namakula Lilibet, to hand over the damage check of 500,000 shillings that is going to be shared between Ashley Birungi and Alice Namali. In terms of the scores, out of 100, maybe just also to bring speed to the audience and the rest of the people who are watching, the top 10 finalists were being assessed on 5 parameters, and that is creativity, originality, articulation, edutainment, and stage performance. And each had a specific score that was contributing, and in this position, Ashley and Alice both tied at 80%. Thank you so much. Thank you, Ashley. Thank you, Alice. Congratulations once again. We shall have a very short photo moment there. All right. So that was Ashley Birungi and Alice Namali coming tied as the second runner-up. So ladies and gentlemen, now we go to the next winner, and this is the person who has come out as the first runner-up. So in the first runner-up position, as you can see, there are remaining 8 top finalists, but it is only one winner. So ladies and gentlemen, allow me declare to you the person that has qualified for this position. So in the first runner-up position, ladies and gentlemen, scoring a total of 81%, and the winner of 700,000 Ugandan shillings is Kahunde Ingrid. Congratulations, Kahunde Ingrid. Kahunde Ingrid gave a powerful, emotional speech titled Eulogy for Atieno. And this speech, I believe, touched so many of us, both here and virtually. And thank you so much for sharing your art with us, Ingrid. And I hope you can push further and further and progress to new heights. So allow me invite Namakula Lilibet, our team leader, as she hands over the damage check of 700,000 Ugandan shillings to our first runner-up winner, Kahunde Ingrid.
Person with it talk, don't chop better food. Back in all the days, they would call me a fool. See me today, they say, my God, I'm grateful. It's true, say me, I know they do grab, I know they better. Right now I can do grab, I know they better. I say you know one walk, you want to jump. You know one drive, you want to fly.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Once again, Kahonde Ingrid, congratulations. As you can see, it has been an intense competition. And the difference between the first runner-up and the second runner-up is only 1 point. So that is how intense it has been from the very, very beginning. So right now, we go for the moment of truth that we've all been waiting for. Allow me take the honor to declare the winner of the grand prize for the COVID-19 Poetry and Storytelling Competition 2021, ladies and gentlemen. So, out of the remaining 7, we have only one grand prize winner. Ladies and gentlemen, scoring 85%, the winner of the COVID-19 Poetry and Storytelling Competition 2021 is Sebo Lule.
Jerusalem, ikayalami.
Congratulations, 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 Mr. Sebo Lule, giving a powerful Luganda performance titled Echizikiza Mutuntu. Thank you so much for sharing your art with us. It has been an honor having you on this show. And once again, Mr. Sebo Lule is the winner of the COVID-19 Poetry and Storytelling Competition 2021. So the team leader there, with our communications manager, handing over the dummy check to Mr. Sebo Lule. Once again, congratulations. All right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And to the rest of the participants, you are already winners, and we are proud to have you on this show. It has really been a tight competition. It has been a tight battle, but we are glad that we have reached this far. And again, I want to congratulate and thank our judges who have done an exceptionally amazing job. Judge Don Zen Mwanguzi, Judge Ann Alan Sizomo, as well as Judge Apio Winnie. Thank you so much for investing your much precious time and your expertise and professionalism, as well as your integrity in assessing this competition. And to our viewers that have streamed live from 1 p.m. via Zoom, Facebook, and YouTube, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much for staying with us. We are honored to share this amazing competition and show with you guys. To the rest of the world, this is just the beginning. We are very motivated and inspired to support young people to voice out their feelings and amplify those voices to the rest of the world in regards to the different challenges that are affecting them and the different battles that they are going through. So this is the beginning. We will have another creative writing competition soon. But thank you so much. I also want to applaud Len Production Company for the expertise work. Very professional in the work they have done, giving us the best of sound and visual effects, as well as supporting all the efforts to stream live to everyone who is watching from the different parts of the world clearly and very clearly. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. We are calling it a day and a journey. It has been a pleasure. Once again, I remain Johnson Kiza, your moderator. See you soon. Keep safe. Keep social distancing, sanitize, and wear your mask as much as you can. It has been a pleasure. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Jerusalem.